Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin shows a fluctuating trend with a recent consolidation phase. The RSI values mostly hover between 55 and 67, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. However, the forecast suggests a potential downward trend with prices decreasing from $76,700 to $75,500. Considering the support price of $70,900 and the Bollinger Bands, I recommend a short-term short position strategy. We will enter a short position at $76,700, placing a stop-loss order at $78,800, which is the recent resistance level and the upper Bollinger Band. The target price will be set at $75,200, aligning with the forecast low and a reasonable profit margin. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate RSI signals. If the RSI falls below 30, indicating an oversold condition, we will cover the short position and consider a long position. Conversely, if the RSI reaches 80 or above, signaling an overbought condition, we will exit the short position and wait for a potential pullback before considering a long position. This blended strategy aims to capitalize on the predicted downward trend while mitigating risk by utilizing RSI and Bollinger Bands to dynamically adjust our position. The final portfolio will be 60% short Bitcoin at $76,700, with a stop-loss at $78,800 and a target price of $75,200, and 40% reserved for potential long positions based on RSI signals. Based on the historical data and forecast, Ethereum has been fluctuating within a range between $21.30 and $23.70. The RSI indicates that the asset is currently in a neutral zone, with values ranging from 48.6 to 64.5. The Bollinger Bands show that the price is approaching the lower band, suggesting a potential oversold condition. Considering this, I recommend a moderately bullish strategy. We will initiate a long position at $2,250. To mitigate risk, set a stop-loss order at $2,130, aligning with the established support level. The initial target price will be $2,370, corresponding to the resistance level. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI falls below 30, indicating an oversold condition, we will enter a long position at the current price. The stop-loss will be set at $2,130, and the target price will be $2,370. Conversely, if the price touches the upper Bollinger Band, suggesting an overbought condition, we will consider a short position. However, given the current trend and forecast, a long position appears more promising. Therefore, we will maintain the long position with an entry price of $2,250, a stop-loss at $2,130, and a target price of $2,370. This approach combines trend analysis, support and resistance levels, and technical indicators for a balanced and potentially high-return investment. Based on the historical data and forecast, XRP shows a slight downward trend, with the forecast prices consistently below the recent close prices. The RSI consistently below 80 suggests the asset is not overbought, but the recent dip towards 44.7 indicates a potential oversold condition. The Bollinger Bands are narrowing, suggesting decreasing volatility, and the price is currently near the lower band. Given this, a moderately conservative strategy focusing on short-term gains is advisable. My recommended strategy is to initiate a long position at $1.37, coinciding with the forecast price and the lower Bollinger Band. Set a stop-loss at $1.32, just below the support level, to limit potential losses. The initial target price should be $1.43, aligning with the recent resistance level. If the price reaches $1.43, consider taking partial profits and moving the stop-loss to the entry price of $1.37 to protect gains. A second target price can be set at $1.48, near the upper Bollinger Band, but this should be considered only if the price demonstrates strong upward momentum and breaks above $1.43. This portfolio balances risk and reward, capitalizing on potential short-term rebounds while employing robust risk management. Based on the historical data and forecast, BNB exhibits a downtrend with support at $600 and resistance around $620. The RSI consistently fluctuates below 60, indicating a lack of strong bullish momentum. The forecast for the next week predicts a continued decline, reaching as low as $608. Considering these factors, I recommend a short selling strategy. We will enter a short position at $636, placing a stop-loss order at $641 to protect against unexpected upward movements. The initial target price is set at $620, aligning with the resistance level. To refine the strategy, we'll incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI dips below 40, signaling an oversold condition, we will consider covering the short position at $621. Conversely, if the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, around $582 to $598, we will tighten our stop loss to $598 and adjust the target price to $608. This dynamic approach allows us to capitalize on potential rebounds while mitigating risk during prolonged declines. This portfolio combines the trend-following short strategy with RSI and Bollinger Band signals for enhanced risk management and profit optimization. Based on the historical data and forecast, Solana exhibits a downtrend, supported by decreasing prices and the forecast predicting further declines. The RSI consistently hovers below 80, indicating no overbought conditions, but recently dipped below 50, suggesting potential oversold periods. The Bollinger Bands show the price fluctuating within a defined range, with the forecast indicating the price approaching the lower band. My recommended strategy is to implement a short position when the price touches the upper Bollinger Band. Specifically, enter a short position at $89.2. Set a stop-loss order slightly above the upper Bollinger Band at $89.6 to safeguard against unexpected price surges. The target price for this short position is $82, aligning with the forecast price and the lower Bollinger Band. To optimize this strategy, I propose a portfolio combining the Bollinger Band strategy with RSI confirmation. When the price reaches the upper Bollinger Band, check the RSI value. If the RSI is above 60, it suggests a potential weakening of the upward momentum, reinforcing the short signal. If the RSI is below 40, it indicates an oversold condition, potentially delaying the entry or adjusting the target price. Therefore, the final strategy is to enter a short position at $89.2 when the price touches the upper Bollinger Band and the RSI is above 60. Set a stop loss at $89.6 and a target price of $82. This combined approach leverages both technical indicators for a more robust and potentially profitable investment decision. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON shows a slightly decreasing trend with prices hovering around $0.323 to $0.333. The RSI fluctuates between 51.2 and 73.2, indicating periods of both oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing recently, suggesting decreasing volatility. Considering the forecast for the next week predicting prices around $0.322 to $0.324 and the support level at $0.323, I recommend a cautious long position. My strategy involves entering a long position at $0.324, capitalizing on a potential bounce from the support level. To mitigate risk, I will set a stop loss at $0.323, just below the support. The target price for this trade will be $0.333, aligning with the recent resistance level and potential for a short-term price recovery. This strategy combines RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels to maximize potential returns while minimizing risk. This is a conservative strategy suitable for the current market conditions, aiming for a modest profit while protecting against downside risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin shows a clear upward trend. The price has been consistently trading above the support price of $0.0952, and the forecast suggests continued growth. The RSI has been fluctuating but generally trending upwards, currently at 67.0, indicating strong momentum. The Bollinger Bands are widening, suggesting increased volatility and potential for further price movement. We will implement a combined strategy incorporating RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. Our primary strategy will be a long position. We will enter a long position at $0.103, coinciding with the first day of the forecast period and a potential breakout. A stop loss will be placed at $0.098, just below the upper Bollinger Band and slightly above the recent support level, to limit potential losses. The target price will be $0.11, aligning with the forecast for the end of the week and a reasonable profit target. This strategy aims to capitalize on the anticipated upward trend while mitigating risk with well-defined stop-loss and target levels. Based on the historical data and forecast, Cardano exhibits a sideways trend with fluctuating prices, consolidating between the support level of $0.242 and the resistance level of $0.264. The RSI indicator generally hovers around the 50 mark, indicating neither strong bullish nor bearish momentum. The Bollinger Bands show price action oscillating within the bands, suggesting continued sideways movement. Considering these factors, a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Band signals is recommended. We will implement a strategy that aims to capitalize on short-term price fluctuations within this range. The strategy will involve a combination of long and short positions based on RSI and Bollinger Bands. When the price touches the lower Bollinger Band and the RSI falls below 30, we will enter a long position at $0.241 with a stop loss at $0.238 and a target price of $0.255. Conversely, when the price touches the upper Bollinger Band and the RSI rises above 70, we will enter a short position at $0.259 with a stop loss at $0.263 and a target price of $0.245. This combined approach aims to capture profits from both upward and downward price movements within the established range, maximizing potential returns while managing risk with defined stop-loss levels. Based on the historical data and forecast, Bitcoin Cash shows a slight downtrend with support at $435 and resistance around $455. The RSI fluctuates between 43.6 and 55.4, indicating periods of both oversold and overbought conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been narrowing recently, suggesting decreasing volatility. Considering the forecast price for the next week, which predicts a decline to $443, I recommend a short position. Entry price should be $453, with a stop loss at $461 to protect against a potential bounce. The initial target price should be $443, aiming to capture the predicted decline. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. If the RSI drops below 20, consider a long position, entering at $423 with a stop loss at $419 and a target price of $443. Conversely, if the RSI exceeds 80, initiate a short position, entering at $461 with a stop loss at $465 and a target price of $443. Combining these signals, the most efficient portfolio will be a short position at $453 with a stop loss at $461 and a target price of $443, adjusted based on RSI and Bollinger Band signals. Based on the historical data and forecast, Chainlink shows a slightly downward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI fluctuates between 47.9 and 58.8, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions consistently. The Bollinger Bands show that the price has been oscillating within the bands, suggesting sideways movement. Considering this, a strategy combining RSI and Bollinger Bands with a slight bias towards the forecast trend is recommended. I suggest a long position entry at $9.14, coinciding with the forecast price on May 2, 2026, when the RSI is expected to be around 52. This aligns with the lower Bollinger Band, suggesting a potential bounce. The stop loss should be placed slightly below the support level at $8.85, providing a buffer against potential downside risks. The initial target price can be set at $9.51, which is the recent resistance level. To maximize profit, we can implement a trailing stop-loss strategy, moving the stop-loss up as the price increases, closer to the $9.31 level. This approach allows us to capitalize on potential upward movements while protecting profits. This portfolio combines the three strategies to achieve high returns. Based on the historical data and forecast, Aster exhibits a slightly downward trend with volatility. The RSI consistently hovers around the mid-50s, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands show that the price has been fluctuating within a range, with the bottom band consistently near the 0.656 support level. Considering the forecast, the price is expected to remain around 0.663 to 0.666, suggesting sideways movement. Therefore, I recommend a neutral strategy with occasional opportunistic trades. My strategy involves a combination of RSI and Bollinger Bands. When the price touches the lower Bollinger Band, around 0.647 to 0.653, and the RSI falls below 40, it signals a potential oversold condition. In this case, enter a long position at $0.648 plus $, with a stop loss at $0.645 plus $, and a target price of $0.665 plus $. Conversely, when the price touches the upper Bollinger Band, around 0.683 to 0.689, and the RSI exceeds 60, it suggests a potential overbought condition. Enter a short position at $0.686 plus $, with a stop loss at $0.692 plus $, and a target price of $0.660 plus $. This portfolio balances risk and reward, capitalizing on short-term fluctuations while respecting the overall sideways trend. Based on the historical data and forecast, Curve DAO has shown a slightly upward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI consistently fluctuates around the 50 mark, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. However, the forecast suggests a potential upward movement, particularly towards $0.233. Considering the support price of $0.209 and the resistance of $0.232, a conservative strategy would be to wait for a dip towards the support level before initiating a long position. Therefore, I recommend entering a long position at $0.229, placing a stop-loss order at $0.209, and setting a target price of $0.233. This strategy aims to capitalize on the potential upward movement while mitigating risk with a well-defined stop-loss. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. The price has been oscillating within the bands, suggesting continued sideways movement in the short term. If the price touches the lower Bollinger Band around $0.203, it would signal a potential oversold condition. In this scenario, enter a long position at $0.203, set a stop loss at $0.201, and target $0.23. Combining the RSI and Bollinger Bands, the most efficient portfolio would be to implement both strategies. If the price is below $0.229, enter a long position at $0.203, set a stop loss at $0.201, and target $0.23. If the price is above $0.229, enter a long position at $0.229, set a stop loss at $0.209, and target $0.233. Based on the historical data and forecast, TRON shows a slight upward trend, consistently bouncing off the support level of $1.3. The RSI fluctuates, recently hovering around the 46 to 48 range, indicating a potential oversold condition. The Bollinger Bands suggest that the price is currently near the middle band, with some potential for upward movement. Given these factors, I recommend a long position strategy. We will enter a long position at $1.31. The stop loss should be set just below the support level at $1.29 to protect against a potential downturn. Our target price will be $1.36, aligning with the recent resistance levels and the upper Bollinger Band. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate a dynamic adjustment based on the RSI. If the RSI rises above 70, indicating an overbought condition, we will take profits at $1.36. Conversely, if the RSI falls below 20, suggesting a strong oversold state, we will consider exiting the position at $1.3. This combined approach, utilizing both Bollinger Bands and RSI, aims to maximize returns while minimizing risk. This strategy is designed for a moderate risk tolerance and seeks to capitalize on the anticipated upward momentum of TRON. Based on the historical data and forecast, SUN token shows a slight upward trend. The price has been fluctuating within a range, but the forecast suggests a continued increase. The RSI values are mostly above 50, indicating bullish momentum, but haven't reached the overbought level of 80. Bollinger Bands show that the price is currently near the upper band, suggesting a potential for a slight pullback before further upward movement. Considering these factors, I recommend a long position with an entry price of $0.0188. A stop loss should be placed just below the support level at $0.0183 to protect against a potential downturn. The initial target price should be set at the resistance level of $0.021, aiming for a substantial profit. To refine the strategy, we can incorporate RSI signals. If the RSI drops below 30, consider adding to the position at $0.0178, with a stop loss at $0.0175 and a target price of $0.02. If the price touches the upper Bollinger Band and the RSI is above 70, consider taking partial profits at $0.019. This tiered approach allows for capitalizing on both trend following and momentum opportunities, maximizing potential returns while managing risk. The most efficient portfolio combines the initial long position with opportunistic adjustments based on RSI and Bollinger Band signals. Based on the historical data and forecast, LayerZero exhibits a clear downtrend. The price has consistently been declining, and the forecast for the next week predicts further decreases. The support price is consistently at $1.44, while the resistance fluctuates around $1.56. The RSI consistently remains below 50, indicating a weakening momentum. The Bollinger Bands show a narrowing range, suggesting increasing volatility. Considering these factors, I recommend a short selling strategy. We will initiate a short position at $1.47, placing a stop-loss order at $1.5 to protect against unexpected upward movements. Our initial target price will be $1.33, aiming to capitalize on the anticipated downward trend. To refine this strategy, we will incorporate RSI and Bollinger Band signals. When the RSI falls below 30, it indicates an oversold condition, which could signal a potential bounce. However, given the overall downtrend, we will use this as a temporary opportunity to reduce losses. When the price touches the lower band of the Bollinger Bands, it indicates that the asset is potentially oversold, and we might consider covering our short position partially at $1.33. Conversely, if the price breaks above the upper band, it could signal a trend reversal, prompting us to close the entire position at $1.56. This dynamic approach allows us to adapt to changing market conditions while maintaining a cautious and profit-oriented stance. Based on the historical data and forecast, just shows a generally upward trend with increasing volatility. The RSI consistently remained above 50, indicating bullish momentum, and has approached the overbought level of 80. The Bollinger Bands have been widening, suggesting increased price fluctuations and potential breakout opportunities. Considering the forecast data, the price is expected to continue its upward trajectory, reaching $0.0921. Therefore, I recommend a long position strategy. My strategy involves entering a long position at $0.0836. The stop loss will be set at $0.081, just below the lower Bollinger Band to protect against short-term dips. The initial target price will be $0.0915, aligning with the forecast high for the week. If the price reaches $0.0915, we will consider trailing the stop loss to secure profits and potentially target $0.0921 for a more ambitious gain. This strategy combines the bullish trend identified by RSI, volatility indicated by Bollinger Bands, and the positive forecast to maximize potential returns while managing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Aptos shows a generally upward trend with periods of consolidation. The RSI fluctuates around the 50 to 60 range, indicating neither strong overbought nor oversold conditions. The Bollinger Bands have been widening recently, suggesting increasing volatility and potential for price movement. The forecast for the next week predicts a continued upward trajectory, reaching $1.02. Considering these factors, I propose a long position strategy focused on capitalizing on the anticipated upward momentum. Specifically, I recommend entering a long position at $0.985. The initial stop loss should be set at $0.952, coinciding with the established support level, to limit potential losses. The primary target price is $1.02, aligned with the forecast high for the week. A secondary target price can be set at $1.04, based on the recent historical performance of the Bollinger Bands. This strategy combines trend analysis, technical indicators, and forecast data to maximize potential returns while mitigating risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Dogecoin shows a clear upward trend. The price has been consistently trading above the support price of $0.0952, and the forecast suggests continued growth. The RSI has been fluctuating but generally trending upwards, currently at 67.0, indicating strong momentum. The Bollinger Bands are widening, suggesting increased volatility and potential for further price movement. We will implement a combined strategy incorporating RSI, Bollinger Bands, and support/resistance levels. Our primary strategy will be a long position. We will enter a long position at $0.103, coinciding with the first day of the forecast period and a potential breakout. A stop loss will be placed at $0.098, just below the upper Bollinger Band and slightly above the recent support level, to limit potential losses. The target price will be $0.11, aligning with the forecast for the end of the week and a reasonable profit target. This strategy aims to capitalize on the anticipated upward trend while mitigating risk with well-defined stop-loss and target levels. Based on the historical data and forecast, Raydium shows an upward trend with increasing momentum. The RSI consistently fluctuating above 50 indicates a bullish sentiment, and the forecast prices predict further gains. Considering the recent price action and the upward trend, I recommend a long position. The entry price should be set at $0.764. The stop loss should be placed slightly below the support level at $0.666 to mitigate potential losses. The initial target price should be $0.842, aligning with the forecast price for May 6, 2026. To refine this strategy, we'll incorporate the Bollinger Bands. When the price touches the bottom of the Bollinger Bands, it suggests an oversold condition, which aligns with our RSI oversold level of 20. Conversely, when the price touches the top of the Bollinger Bands, it indicates an overbought condition, consistent with our RSI overbought level of 80. Therefore, if the price approaches $0.842 and the RSI nears 80, consider taking partial profits. If the price drops to $0.666 and the RSI falls below 20, consider closing the position or moving the stop loss higher to protect profits. This combined RSI and Bollinger Bands approach aims to maximize returns while minimizing risk. Based on the historical data and forecast, Terra Luna Classic shows a clear uptrend. The price has been consistently increasing, with the RSI values frequently crossing above 70, indicating overbought conditions, but the momentum hasn't reversed. The forecast for the next week predicts continued upward movement, with prices reaching $0.0000801. The support price of $0.0000670 has held strong, and the resistance at $0.0000725 has been tested multiple times. Combining these factors, I recommend a bullish strategy focusing on capitalizing on the ongoing uptrend. My proposed strategy is a combination of RSI and Bollinger Bands. We will enter a long position when the RSI dips slightly below 70 and the price touches the lower Bollinger Band. Specifically, enter a long position at $0.0000660. Place a stop-loss order at $0.0000670, just above the support level to mitigate potential downside risk. Set a target price at $0.0000774, aligning with the forecast and the upper Bollinger Band. This strategy leverages the expected upward momentum while incorporating risk management techniques. The RSI indicates a potential pullback before further gains, and the Bollinger Bands confirm a favorable entry point.